Just move my seat closer and
what is going on?
Welcome back to the NBA podcast.
Contested.
Welcome back to the contested NBA podcast on all your favorite streaming services. I'm Max Tepper.
Welcome back to NBA on TNT.
Oh, this is Patrick.
Okay.
What?
Patrick Beverly.
Well, I'm Alex Toma. This is Max Tepper. This is Ethan Cope.
I'm Patrick Beverly.
Stop, bro. Damn. Just fucked up that whole
The second podcast we do, something always happens where we just just whatever. But you guys already know. You guys are used to it. Anyways, let's get into it.
We're gonna be talking about the second round
The second round
of the NBA the second round of the NBA playoffs. We're gonna be kind of talking about the games that happened so far. Kind of talk about what we think, maybe some predictions. Even though y'all are gonna think we're capping with what we said because the series already started, but trust me, we made our picks before.
And I could testify because I didn't really have any. Well, we'll get into it, but for one series in particular, you guys are going to be like, well, these guys didn't have those guys beating those guys. And I'm going to be like, yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't know who's going to win. I don't even know. But so far...
West, or
let's start off with...
games that have been already played.
Yeah, so far, only the Eastern Conference has played games.
They've both played 2 games.
They both played 2 games. That's the Bucks and the Heat, and then the Raptors and the Celtics. We'll get into the... You want to get into the Raptors and the Celtics? Or Heat Bucks because they played today.
We can do Heat Bucks.
All right, so by the way, today is September 2nd, 2020, and you guys are...
Oh, 2020? I didn't know, bro.
If you guys are currently in a pandemic, you guys are in 2020. Welcome. Anyways, let's talk about Heat Bucks because that just happened today. So basically... I'll just say the Heat are 2-0, and the first game, the Heat kept the pressure on the Bucks.
Yeah. Towards the end, though, they pulled away.
Yeah, and great performance from Jimmy Butler, 40 points.
40 points.
And then Goran Dragic also had, I think, close to 30 points, 27, something like that.
Yeah. Goran Dragic has been really good.
Goran Dragic has stepped up a lot since the playoffs. And
he's a very big piece for the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly nice to see.
Like, the Heat have a nice little big 3 going with the way Dragic is playing right now with Bam and Jimmy.
And all their white players play really well.
Jesus.
Come on, man.
I said that. Tyler Hero.
Duncan Robinson.
Kelly Olynyk. Jelly Olynyk.
Kelly Olynyk. Honestly, I think everyone on the Heat has looked pretty... I haven't seen one player on the Heat that's like, what are you guys doing?
No, but...
Kendrick Nunn finally got minutes. That's good.
About damn time.
Yeah, okay.
As a member of the Kendrick Nunn.
Yes, of course. As the NBA podcast of Kendrick Nunn.
You want to get into, like, the meat and potatoes now, as you would say, man?
So do we rip into Giannis' shit right now?
No, I'm not going to rip into Giannis, but I just want...
I'm a little bit...
You could get into him. But I just want to say, before the series started, I did like Miami just because I believe Giannis's closing abilities is very suspect in the end of games, and I don't trust Chris Middleton as his co-star. And I just think the Heat have more guys that you would want in a playoff series, and no one's going to say Giannis or Jimmy's better than Giannis, but I think it's pretty clear who you would want in the end of a game with the ball in their hand, who's going to take over, get you a bucket when you need it. And like we said for jokes earlier, but Dragic, Robinson, Hero, Olynyk, like all the shooters are doing what they have to do. All the are doing what they have to do.
All the bitch ass white boys,
as Trez would say.
All right, I'll see you guys later. No, I'm just kidding.
And then Bam just doing his thing on defense. The Heat have like really posed a problem for the Bucks, and I'm not sure the Bucks. They're down 2-0. I don't know if they could, or down 0-2, I should say, but I don't think they could. They can make this an interesting series, but I think it's going to be very hard for them to win 4 games.
Yeah, I'm honestly pretty happy with it. I think if the Lakers don't win the title, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. They actually do win the title. I hope it's the Heat that get it because I think the Heat have a really great team and a team that's built for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm going to, like, you're looking at me like I want the Celtics to win. Come on now. let's be real. You guys, by the way, have teams that are like the lowest on my list to win. Like the ones that I would really not like to win.
Well, yeah.
It's fine. Me and Ethan, I don't even think we really dislike the Lakers like that. We just dislike
I absolutely
fan
despise
base.
the Lakers.
Okay.
I actually hate the Lakers so much. They're easily my least favorite.
Let's
team
get away
right
from
now.
the Lakers now.
For real though, these two guys are fans of teams that are the least. Why can't I talk, man? You guys,
You don't like us. You don't like.
Yeah,
us.
I don't like the team. I don't like the teams.
You don't like
else...
us. It's Ethan's team took Tatum from you when he took Lonzo, and my team took Kawhi.
I'm not gonna say that we were gonna take Lonzo no matter what.
Yeah.
But
anyways, back to the Bucks and Heat.
Back to the Bucks and Heat.
The
Bucks
Bucks
have not.
You guys could.
The Bucks have not looked good since the bubble. Against the Magic, they stepped it up a bit, but let's be real.
Magic are not good.
Their first playoff round is against the Heat.
Mm-hmm. And much like the Raptors, the Bucks, their playoffs are starting now.
Mm-hmm.
Both the Bucks and Raptors, they had like a tune-up in the first round, and now it's starting to get with the real teams.
Yeah, and they just, I don't know, man. The Bucks just look really disappointing, but the Heat are built for the playoffs because they really they kind of embody teams that are successful, and some teams that are successful, they have that like next man up mentality.
Yeah,
and the Heat definitely have that because let's move over to Game 2. All guys were hitting shots. I don't remember one bad performance.
There was a little controversy
Jimmy Butler
then in
on
Game
offense.
2, though.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So Goran Dragic was doing good. Jimmy Butler and Bam honestly aren't even doing that much. I mean, they're obviously doing a lot, but nothing.
Jimmy
that
Butler
scores.
Jimmy had 40 in the first game, though.
Game 2.
Game 2. Okay.
Jimmy Butler was.
They statistically, they weren't amazing, but
No.
they were making small winning plays.
Mm-hmm.
It was really
And they were up big in the beginning, and the Bucks came back, and then they kind of were like, okay, let's put our foot on the gas again.
Yeah.
It's like the Bucks would catch up, and then the Heat would. It was just one of those games where, like I just said, the Bucks would catch up, and then the Heat would pull away a little bit. Bucks would catch up, he would pull away, and just kept going back and forth like that until the end of the game, when I would say some questionable calls were made.
That was some bullshit.
So we'll get to that.
I'm sorry,
But,
you can't
Tyler,
end a game on the end on a fucking free throw. You can't end a game like that.
Tyler Hero, by the way, I just want to say that he looked really impressive in Game 2.
Mm-hmm.
He showed flashes that he's just not a younger JJ Redick. Like he can actually create shots for himself.
Yeah, he's not just
He
a
can
spot-up
handle the
guy.
ball.
Not just pick
Exactly.
and roll.
And we've been seeing that more and more because he's been passing more and he's been actually getting assists more. So I mean, they might be developing. Best case scenario, they're developing another star in him.
Mm-hmm. And just like Bam, Tyler was a late pick for them in the lottery, like a 13th pick.
Yeah,
So
and
they've done a good job.
Tyler
finding
Hero
these
also has
guys.
a really
And
like,
Duncan
Duncan
Robinson,
Robinson
too.
undrafted.
yeah, and he was undrafted and
Kendrick Nunn.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They
Bro,
just,
they're just really good at picking out and
They
developing.
just had a really good draft class.
But I mean, like you said, Bax, they're kind of built for the playoff. They got the shooting, they got the defense, and then they got their closer.
Right,
Jimmy.
they got their 3-and-D guys. Plus they play with a lot of grit.
Mm-hmm. Coach
Like-
Spoelstra, excellent as always.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But all these guys, like, you don't want to fuck with them, man. Especially like Andre
Mm-mm.
Iguodala, Jay Crowder.
I forgot about Higgy too. Jay hit some big threes tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He played really well.
Mm-hmm.
Played really, really well. But let's move on to the last seconds of the game. The Bucks were finally starting to get a lead. Or no, they were catching up. They were closing the gap, and it looked like they might be able to pull this off. But then, I don't know what was the thing. Who was the one that shot for Chris Middleton, right?
Yeah.
Chris Middleton spots up for a 3. Goran Dragic stands right below him, or right in front of him, but like just hands up, doesn't even move, and they call a foul on it, which gives the Bucks 3 free throws.
And they tied to Chris Middleton's credit.
I will say, before that, though, there was a sequence where the Bucks scored 4 points in a span of like 20 seconds, where it was like, well, what the fuck were the Heat doing right there?
Yeah, they almost blew this game.
They really almost blew
Like,
it.
they had a side- I think it was like
they got bailed out
113,
by a
107,
soft
yeah.
call. They got bailed
It
out
was,
by a
it was
soft call. at the end of the
Jimmy.
game.
It was Jimmy Butler that threw the ball away, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler threw the ball away.
And Brook
then
Lopez caught it. That's
After the
that's
Bucks had scored 2, Jimmy Butler threw the ball away. And Brook Lopez got it and
Yeah, they
scored,
should have just
caught
fouled.
it and scored, which put him only down by 2. And then Jimmy Butler went to shoot free throws and missed one.
Yeah.
And then that Chris Middleton foul led to the Bucks tying the game. So I just really feel like that last couple minutes, the Heat really were throwing.
And then in the last couple seconds, I don't think that was a good call personally. There was contact with Giannis, but it was like way after the shot. I thought.
I think there was more contact with Wesley Matthews because he was digging his elbow into him, which is arguable.
The thing was, Wesley Matthews fouled him before the shot, but they were saying Giannis fouled him during the shot. But I feel like it should have been Wes Matthews fouled him before the shot.
But I mean, just because he made contact doesn't mean it's a foul. And I thought the foul was originally on Wes Matthews, so I was confused why he's shooting free throws. But were they? I mean, I guess it would make sense if they were in the bonus. But either way, it's just a very strange foul.
I think the free throws was a shooting
They weren't
foul.
in the bonus.
Yeah.
But that was the thing though. It was like
there was 0.0 seconds on the clock.
Right, that was the thing. If it happened before the foul, it would have been 0.0.
Mm-hmm.
So because Giannis fouled him and the ball hit the rim after the timer already ran out, all he has to do is just make one free throw because they were tied. They won the game.
He hit some clutch ass free throws.
I mean, he hit him. Good credit to him, but it's just like
I didn't like the game ending like that.
It's a terrible end. Both games today.
Both games tonight ended pretty poorly.
Did you want to say something about Giannis?
Well, yeah. So here's the thing.
Strap in, guys.
After game 1, Jimmy Butler dropped 40 points, and Giannis was asked in his post-game interview that did you want to switch on to Jimmy Butler? And he said, no, I'll just do what coach tells me. And he received a lot of backlash for that, deservingly. Like, how are you going to be the defensive player of the year, but you won't man up and guard their best player on that team who's just absolutely just dropping buckets on you the whole game?
Well, one thing we should point out is that he doesn't need to guard Jimmy Butler because they can play through so many guys. He didn't guard Jimmy Butler tonight. Jimmy Butler didn't score that much. And they still won the game.
Yeah, but towards the end of the game when Jimmy Butler's closing out, how are you not taking initiative and stepping up on him? You're supposed to be the defensive player of the year, and he's like, no, why would you ask that question? What do you mean, why would the reporter ask that?
No, because he's trying to give one of those like pop answers, the Popovich answers. Yeah. He's just trying to be edgy and whatever.
I just think it was soft, man.
Yeah.
And then, bro, he can't close out a game. He doesn't have a jump shot. You can't expect him to drive to the basket every possession to close out a game.
I thought it was really
You got to be able to just get some pull-up buckets and shit like that, like Jimmy Butler did.
The first 20 seconds of this game, actually. Literally. Yeah, the first 20 seconds he pulls up for a midi, he airballs it. Then Heat go down. I think Bucks get the ball back. They go down. They run through Giannis. Giannis goes into the paint, fumbles the ball, and I was like, wow, this is not pretty to look at.
It's just not.
And just before we move on from this series, I want to say that's why Giannis is not even on the level of a LeBron or Kawhi and KD because he just
game actually convinced me that
he can't you come playoff time, you can't just lay it up and dunk it every time. He doesn't even need a 3-point shot. He needs at least a mid-range jumper, pull up, post up, fade, something.
Well, I'll say it's also on his teammates. I mean,
I
would
know
say
that, but
because you guys talk about. Everyone talks a lot about the Lakers not having a third option or they're not deep or whatever, but I would argue that the Lakers rotation works a lot better than the Bucks rotation. Because yes, you have after
Cap.
What? No. Because so
they got Bledsoe, Cash
okay,
money,
you have
Lopez.
LeBron and Giannis. All right, that they're about tied. Then you have Chris Middleton and AD. AD is clearly better. Then you got Eric Bledsoe, who's kind of shoddy in the playoffs. Brook Lopez, who is very good. George Hill, who's very consistent. But after that, it's
but what do the Lakers have after AD?
They have guys that could step up.
You got no one to trust after AD.
No. They got guys that play their role very well. We'll get into this later, but basically they have very solid defenders.
Okay, you can kiss the Lakers' ass when we talk about Lakers.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
No.
What do you
Fuck
mean?
you.
Their third best player is Kyle Kuzma, and you're saying
talk about
like I said, the Lakers don't have a clear third best option, but they have players that work well into the system. I think the way the Lakers players work in their system works better than the Bucks players.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They did a better job at building around.
Why are we talking about the Lakers?
I don't know.
This is a Bucks and Heat.
But I'm just saying that their players, after Chris Middleton, have not stepped up. Well, except Brook Lopez.
They haven't, but the thing is, like, when you need Giannis to step up, he literally can't, even if he tried to, because he doesn't have an offensive, like, skill, like, in terms of shooting.
Right, so, I mean, it's...
Yeah.
But you're saying it's on Giannis, I'm saying it's
well, yes.
on...
No,
I mean, it's both. But, like, I just wanted to bring attention to the fact that, you know, their bench doesn't help out a whole lot.
If Giannis had a consistent offensive move, this series would be different. That's all I'm saying. Like, you look at the box score, he finished with 29 and 14, but if you watch the game, you know that didn't mean much.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he's excellent at putting up stats, and I'm not saying they're empty stats, but it's
They're
just
not,
like
but...
when you watch Giannis play, especially in the playoffs, you could see that there's like huge vulnerabilities in his game.
Yeah,
and
there
it's
is.
teams' jobs to exploit that, and Miami is exploiting that extremely well.
They have a great coach.
A lot of the times, Bam isn't even guarding Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Jay Crowder today who did an excellent job, even though Giannis still put up 29. Jay Crowder did an excellent job guarding Giannis. But, anyways.
Moving on.
But so, Heat are up 2-0. We'll see what happens. At this point, I'm really bad at like choosing games, but I would say it might go to like 5 or 6 at most.
At most? You think the Heat could win in 5? God damn.
Well,
I still
I
They're up
originally
2-0.
said
They're up 2-0.
said Bucks and 7.
Yeah, I originally
I'm gonna be
said,
honest. I'm not keeping that same energy.
I
I
said
got Heat in
Heat
like
and-
6.
I said Heat in 7, but I wouldn't be surprised if Heat in 6, but I'll stick with Heat in 7.
And don't hold me to Heat in 5. I'm really bad at choosing games, but I mean, just
God damn.
2. They're up 2-0. They're already halfway there.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
But you know, game of basketball.
I don't think that's irrational. The Bucks haven't given us any reason to believe that they'd win a game. Honestly.
Yeah, but you shouldn't overreact to the beginning games to the first few games. But anyways, we'll move on.
Raptors Celtics.
Okay, so I'll give Ethan the floor. I'll just say the Celtics are up 2-0. Basically, people. Actually, you know what? Let me let Ethan handle this. Go ahead. Oh, great.
No, he should go off.
No.
I'm about to go off. And trust me, after the series, I'm really about to go off. If the Celtics hold on to win this series, Alex has been preaching this all year, and I haven't given enough respect for it, but I'm going to right now. The Raptors aren't shit without Kawhi.
They ain't.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
They just... Great regular season team. They're back to the DeMar DeRozan days.
Yep, that's exactly what they are.
And where... Who gave Pascal Siakam the Spicy P nickname? Because he's been...
He's a
on some corny shit, he's been very mild.
He's a bubble. No, but okay, so I was actually
he's like plain wings.
Okay, but I
like
was
no
actually
sauce.
Jesus, dude, what is it? I was very high on the Raptors this season. Going into the series, I genuinely think it's like a pick 'em. I genuinely don't know. And I still don't know. I mean, it's probably going to be the Celtics, but like...
Oh, I know.
I'm sorry, but
No, but... So, at a certain point, before the shutdown, I knew, like, Pascal, this is not his team. If this team is going to make a deep playoff run, they're going to be playing through some of their shooters and Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet.
And
that's who they're going to be playing through. And I was right.
And I'm sorry, but Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet are not leading a team anywhere. They're not. That cannot be the first
Raptors
option
are. They're
on
a good team.
Contender.
They're
a good team. That's it. They're a second round exit.
I wouldn't even. I mean, if they can't do anything in the playoffs, I wouldn't even call them a good team. They're just a good regular season team.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point. And I think Nick Nurse is a great coach, but you just don't have the talent without Kawhi. I'm sorry. You don't. You need Kawhi if you're going to run anywhere.
Well, they have the talent. They just don't have the mentality, you know?
No, they don't have the guy.
No, they really
They don't have the talent.
Yeah,
they don't have the guy, and they don't have enough talent to win a chip.
I think they're very talented to make a deep run, but to actually win it all, like...
They don't have the guy.
They do need the guy.
I don't know if you were on this train, but... The people all season that have been singing the Raptors' praises, saying, "Oh, you know, they're just as good without Kawhi, or even better." That's fucking lunacy. That's
I'm sorry.
Hell no. That like Ethan said, I've been preaching that.
We're
gonna see. I would say we're gonna see come playoff time when they need someone to get a bucket for them because Kyle Lowry can't get his own shot. Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry has shot like shit in the first.
And I even told Max that Pascal Siakam in the clutch is an awkward post move every time, and that's literally what he's been doing.
But
posting
like I
up
said, at
awkwardly
a
and
certain
throwing
point,
up a
the
weird
funniest
shot.
video.
Look, at a certain point,
The gorilla.
There's just video on TikTok where like there's just this gorilla spinning. It's
like
no,
Siakam
whenever
in the
Siakam
clutch.
gets the ball.
Pascal Siakam's only offensive move is just spinning around. That's
I don't
it.
know.
That's all he
I-
can do.
but
All he does
I-
is back people down and then make a spin move.
Hey,
and
I
drive
got
to the
off.
bucket.
I got off the Pascal train. I knew after a while, like he's not an elite player. He had a really hot start, and then he had like a good 20 points per game, like towards the shutdown. And then since the bubble, he's been pretty bad. Yeah.
I'm
And
glad
even-
the Raptors
even-
are getting cooked.
Like the Raptors shouldn't even been close. Like if Kemba is shooting well yesterday, I mean,
Yeah, the Raptors played
it's really another blowout.
A better game that they did in game one, and they still couldn't grind it out despite having an 8-point lead. Because late in the fourth, the Celtics had Tatum to go to. They had
You know
Kemba to
who's
go
that guy?
to.
Marcus Smart to go to.
Yeah.
Let's
Marcus
talk about
Smart, I
that
was
real
gonna say,
quick. Marcus Smart,
went crazy.
5 threes in a row.
Okay.
Hit
so
one, that was a 4-point play.
Yeah, come on, man.
I gotta say. So game one, I didn't watch. Game two, it's the Celtics and the Raptors without the guy. So I fucking crashed and I fell asleep. So let me ask you guys, since you guys watched, and I really wanted to pay attention to what you guys are talking about. Why you think the Celtics? What's their game plan that's so much better than the Raptors? What do you think has been the difference maker?
They have guys in the playoffs. They have a team
guys
that's
who
better
perform.
suited for the playoffs.
I'm
Tatum-
sorry, but Jason Tatum is miles ahead of
Jason
anyone on the Raptors.
I was gonna say
I'm sorry.
Jason Tatum is
I'm not
much
just
better
hyping
than
him
anyone
up.
on
He
the
is
Raptors.
miles ahead of anyone on the Raptors.
If you want to say Kyle Lowry is better than Kemba, fine, go ahead.
I don't
but
even agree with that right
if
now.
if I need a bucket in the fourth quarter, I'm going to Kemba.
Already had
Jaylen
Kemba
Brown
twice
has
this
played
postseason.
better than Pascal Siakam this series.
How do we feel about
Gotcha.
Kemba, by the way? Because I feel like Celtics fans are really bipolar about that.
Everyone loves Kemba. What do you mean? He just had one bad game shooting.
Oh, okay.
And then
I thought
what's
I thought people were
underrated-
shitting on him.
What's
for that one
underrated
bad
about Kemba's game is he actually really hustles on defense, but the thing that holds him back is obviously his height.
Yeah,
he's
he's
only
just
6 feet
tiny.
tall.
Yeah.
But I do think
He's not a terrible defender.
no, he's not. That's what I'm saying. I think he's a solid defender, but his height holds him back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
there-
people where like Isaiah Thomas is short, but he also sucks at defense. Kemba's short, but he's decent at defense.
Well, think about Patrick Beverly though. Patrick Beverly's 6'1", and he's supposedly, according to Alex, like an amazing defender.
Well, he is.
Yeah,
but
he is.
I'm not saying Kemba's an amazing defender. I'm saying he's solid. It's just
Yeah,
height
yeah,
that
no,
also
I can
Beverly
see that,
makes
but
up
I
for
just
it
don't
with his
think
he doesn't
aggressiveness.
have like the mindset that Pat Bev does.
Yeah,
on defense.
okay, I can see that.
But I'm just saying, I think like I really don't think the Raptors are that good of a basketball
They're not.
team.
They're
I'm
not all
sorry.
that. Pascal ain't it. And I just want to say, if there's any Raptors fans listening, I'm glad your team is going to get bounced in the second
Drake?
round.
Drake?
all
Drake, if you're listening,
God, all year that I heard, oh, Kawhi regrets leaving Toronto. Oh my God, he left Toronto for this. Yeah, he left you guys because you guys ain't shit without him. That's why. I'm done.
I mean, they're a great team with him.
I
though.
don't really think that's why he left. I think
Yeah, I think he wanted to team up with Paul George,
Yeah.
my point is though.
someone who also can't. Hold
I'm
their
sorry.
own.
It's the hard truth. It's the hard.
Hey, man. You
It's
can
a
say
hard
that,
truth,
but
Raptors
the fools
fans.
that were saying Siakam is better than Paul George are also on crack. But it's okay.
Yeah, well, even in the playoffs, Paul George has been playing terribly. I'd still take him over Siakam.
At least he's had a couple 30-point games.
Yeah, but even just on an average,
Yeah.
I would take Paul George.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just.
But that team is great with Kawhi, though.
Sorry, Raptors
They're
fans.
great
You
with
had
Kawhi,
to hear it.
yeah.
You had to hear the truth. I'm sorry.
You had your ear. They're great with Kawhi, but without Kawhi, they're back to being
And I'm
a
talking,
good regular
I'm
season
talking
team.
my
early
shit
exit.
because I've had too many friends say, "Oh, Raptors are just a better team. They're better coach." But I mean, are they really?
Hopefully, this episode doesn't turn into a freezing cold take.
Yeah, this would be horrible. But I'm gonna
We're
go
just
off right
shitting on the Raptors, but if they
Yeah.
come back, that'd be bad.
now. No, that would be god awful.
Yeah.
But I just hope that it stays like that.
What was I going to say? Yeah, just to close this out. Oh, okay. So I did catch a couple minutes of game 2. Sorry.
Okay.
What am I going to watch? What am I watching? Honestly,
Exactly.
the Celtics.
baby
come on,
dinosaurs,
bro.
yeah.
The Celtics. Let's go. Come on, come on, man.
Well,
I know you're looking at me
series ain't
funny.
that interesting to you. You want to move on to the West now?
No. I just want to say for the few minutes that I was watching, Robert Williams, who probably has like the
Time Lord?
coolest. He has the
Time Lord.
coolest nickname in the NBA right
You
now.
know why he got the nickname, right?
No, I don't.
Honestly,
he-
don't either.
Because like he like missed like his flight or something with the team.
Oh, that's why he got
Something
that
like
nickname?
it was like either
No,
like
no. When he was drafted, he missed his flight
Yeah.
and he missed like 3 practices with the team because of it.
And he got the name Time Lord out of that.
exactly because the Time Lord
That's
didn't
ridiculous.
make it
But either way,
in time.
the first quarter I saw Robert Williams was
He was
yamming it, dude. He was putting fools on a poster.
Hey, you know what I've been saying for a while? That Robert Williams is the answer to our center problem.
God.
And fools didn't listen to me. I'm just saying.
Daniel Tice.
No.
Well, Daniel Tice.
Daniel Tice was useless yesterday.
Well, no, but for game 1, didn't he have 14 rebounds or something like that?
Yeah, but yesterday.
Yeah, so he's
bad.
spotty in that category. Anyways, let's move
He's
on.
also just undersized, so there's no way I'd ever trust Tice ever. Like
He's a
our
good
whole-
backup center.
Yeah, he is a good backup center. He can shoot the 3, so he's really more like a power forward.
Anyways,
But you know, I mean, the Celtics run kind of a smaller lineup, so.
let's move on to. Sorry, we gotta like keep
What were
up
you
our time.
doing?
I'm trying to like get your attention. Let's move on.
There's nothing to talk about. Lakers and Clippers in 5. Wrap it up.
I like it. I mean, damn.
All right,
Just
let's
kidding.
get
well,
into.
I'm
let's
not
get
kidding
it
because it's actually Lakers and Clippers in 5. But
You want to talk about Clippers Jazz or Clippers,
Clippers
Nuggets?
Nuggets.
First,
Yeah,
or-
let's talk about that.
I just want to say, hey Doc, if you play Ivica Zubac 30+ minutes a night, which he needs to in this series because of Jokic, the Clippers will win in 5.
We already seen with Gobert. If you have like a really strong rim runner,
Mhm.
you can have him cutting in the paint a whole bunch past Jokic, and Jokic won't do anything to stop him.
Yeah, and I know the Nuggets have like some solid defenders, like Jeremiah Grant, Gary Harris, but Gary Harris is too small for both Kawhi and PG, and Grant's probably their best option.
And
to
Will
throw
Barton
on the
Kawhi
side.
and PG are taking over that series. I promise.
I feel like this is a series that PG could like kind of get himself going a little bit. He's kind of killed Denver in the seeding game and the regular season game earlier, so man, I just don't. I think this could be a fast series because the Nuggets they're just not a good defensive team.
Like I said
Clippers are
in
gonna
the-
eat 'em.
No, they're awful.
Yeah, like I said in the last podcast, the Nuggets are a good team, but they're far from elite.
Mhm.
They're like a good regular season team.
And it's Doc said it's likely Bev plays game 1, and if Bev is healthy for that whole series, that's just going to make it a lot harder on Jamal Murray when he has Pat Bev, PG, and Kawhi on the wing, and Morris too. So
Yeah, no, the Clippers also have a lot of size and they have a lot of talent on them, so it's really
I just think the Nuggets are completely outmatched. If
It's-
I'm being honest,
it's another. I'd say maybe like another 6 games, but if it's like another 6 games, it's going to be like the Dallas series where it's
Yeah.
like a couple blowouts.
mm-hmm.
So, but then a couple competitive.
I'll say
ones.
Clippers in 6, but
But that's
I'm-
stretching it.
I
I'm
wouldn't be surprised
boldly
if the Clippers
saying-
in
I'm
5.
confidently saying Clippers in 5.
God, I hope so.
Anyways,
Unless Doc keeps coaching like shit, like Alex said, and giving Trez more minutes than Zubac,
God.
then
I just want to say this. Bleacher Report posted a video of like Addison Ray highlights boxing before they like even mentioned Ivica Zubac's existence.
oh yeah, I saw that.
So, not cool, man.
Hey, hey, respect on the
Yeah.
beaches Zubac.
Yeah,
2020.
respect on Zubac, bro.
Come on, man.
yeah, no,
One of the
I
best contracts in the
I
league.
always liked Zubac as a Laker fan. I don't know why we traded him away, and if we did, why was it for Mike Muscala?
The best thing
Yeah, that
about
was a
that trade
horrible
was that the Lakers called the Clippers, and the Clippers were like, "Huh?"
Yeah, no, I like.
Magic
I would have
Johnson
been
really
like,
called the
"Are
Clippers
you
and said,
kidding
"Give
right
me
now?"
Mike Muscala.
Yeah, like they had the phone. Like Doc Rivers put on mute, and he was like, "You guys hear this, man?
They're fucking idiots."
It's like, yeah, sure. Oh, we'll take Beasley too.
They're
Yeah,
across
okay.
the arena in the rooms, they can see each other. It's like, what a fucking dumbass.
God.
We probably
bro.
could have gotten Davis Bertans. Oh,
What do you, Bertans?
we probably could have gotten Bertans.
Imagine Bertans being your third.
I mean,
best
I know.
player.
I mean,
How did
Bertans is the third best player. I'm more than happy with that. As part of the Davis Bertans fan club myself.
Just sign his brother. He's a free agent. Maybe he's good.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, anything else on the Clippers?
Kawhi is fucking good at basketball.
Yeah, I think he's gonna wipe the floor with Jamal
Yeah.
Murray.
Kawhi is gonna. Like Kawhi's I said this in our group chat. Kawhi's averaging 37.
And like you say, Jokic isn't a rim protector too, so he's just gonna like eat in the paint as well.
Kawhi's gonna feast on that Nuggets.
And the Nuggets are gonna get killed in the pick and roll with Paul George and Kawhi up top, and Zubac coming and rolling.
Paul George probably
because
putting up a cool like 27 in that series.
It's going to be hard for Jokic to get into the paint, which is where he would probably be most advantageous. But I mean, you have the claw on you, so. But we'll see what the matchups look like. I don't know if necessarily. I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see.
I think the matchup, it'll be P-Bev on handling Murray, and then Kawhi and PG
probably
kind of
put P-Bev
switching
on
off.
Jokic.
Hey, why not? God,
Just a little crackhead, just
I'd
bothering
rather have Pat Bev on Jokic than Trez, probably. So
That's tough.
That is tough. Wasn't Trez like a really good defensive player like a
I
year
feel
ago,
like
2
Trez
years
is
ago?
better at just basketball in general earlier this year.
I just feel like Doc was kind of mean for putting him on Boban.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Like, well, what is Trez thinking? Like, Doc's like, yeah, go guard Boban. You're 6'7",
Damn,
but
hella
Boban's
dirty for no
7'11".
reason.
God.
He's 7'11".
God.
Okay, so then let's move on to the last conference semi that we have yet to talk about, which is my squad, the Lakers, going up against the Rockets, who, as of today, will face them officially. But, I mean, they were the series favorites all along. Basically, the things I look out for is, everything that we did to step up our perimeter defense in the last series against the Blazers, we have to do that times 10 against the Rockets because every player is a perimeter player.
The Rockets pose an interesting threat.
It's an interesting threat because the Lakers are a big team. They're one of the bigger teams. But I mean, if the Lakers can out rebound the Rockets by 8 to 10 every night, which is easier said than done, they can win. They can win because that's where the Rockets really lack. But you don't just have to out rebound them; you have to out rebound them by several rebounds in order to be able to make a difference.
And also, like you said, out rebound them big, but the Rockets they're gonna chuck up 63s a game.
Yeah.
So if they make in the 20 to 30 range, that seems a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
they might
in the
drop
15 range more, but I think Harden and Westbrook could cause some problems.
So, and then here's some of the things I'm a little bit worried about. I'm worried they're gonna just straight up play Dwight and JaVale off the floor, which is probably gonna happen.
Yeah, this is an 80 at the 5 series.
Yeah. I'm also worried that the 6 days that the Lakers. I'm also worried that
I was agreeing.
Okay.
Facts.
Ethan threw
Facts.
something.
Facts. Not the 80 at the 5.
You have to, bro. It's the only way.
It's the only way.
Oh yeah, okay. So
It's the
the
only
Lakers had a 6-day break, and just mentally speaking, I know that whenever the Lakers have a chance to take a day off, they take that to the extreme, and they don't come back on time. They take a day off and come back 3 days later.
I feel like since they've been off so long, Game 1 could kind of be like an ugly Rockets win by a good amount.
Especially because the Rockets are coming off of a really great win for them.
Yeah, LeBron always takes one game off, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, I know how to kill these guys."
It's really, it has me so worried because, and then another thing is pacing because the Rockets play really, really fast, and that's the one thing about really fast offensive teams is that they dictate the pace of the game, with the exception of the Trailblazers because the Lakers were able to get that under control. But the Rockets are a lot better than the Trailblazers, so that's one thing to look out for is the pace.
Yeah,
Other than that, LeBron is going to feast. I want to know if LeBron is going to guard James Harden because he might need to at some point.
Yeah.
You can probably throw Danny Green on him for a little bit.
At first, but towards the end of the game, LeBron needs to be on
Honestly,
James
who's
Harden.
guarding Westbrook?
Caruso.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Westbrook makes a lot of really bad.
My favorite
Caruso's
tweet was
out.
Caruso
gonna
delivered
be
my
playing,
Domino's pizza. To me earlier. That's
What
what he
was
looks
that?
like. He looks like a Domino's delivery pizza guy.
But Caruso's not going to be on the floor as much as Westbrook, so really, who after that?
KCP, I mean, that's the other starting guard.
I mean, Westbrook is pretty inconsistent, so I'm not really too worried
Say
about
cheese.
it. I wouldn't
I
be
guess
too
it'd be
worried
Dion.
about it.
Dion? Oh, no. You don't want that.
That's
Dion's not been bad. He hasn't been bad.
That's trouble.
but he'll probably get blown by a lot. But then guess who he meets in the paint?
Yeah,
Yeah, but if AD is guarding like Rocco, it's not always
that's
the
the problem. Yeah, that's like
I think
that's a good
if
point,
anything,
Ethan.
the Lakers should be playing like zone against the Rockets and not man to man.
That's
Because if they get man to man, everyone on the Rockets can shoot 3-pointers. Literally, the whole starting lineup. Well, Westbrook is.
But the problem with zone is
but
that they're just gonna like pack the paint. And so with zone, like it's a little bit harder to like keep up with that when all the players are in one place. That's what they did against the Thunder. Was they just packed the paint? And that's how they got rebounds.
But like Ethan said, like how you said, who they're gonna meet at the rim, AD or JaVale. But I mean, if AD or JaVale like
Or
come,
Dwight.
they or Dwight, they come in the paint to kind of stop the drive into the lane. That means either Rocco or PJ Tucker's gonna be open in the corner.
Yeah,
gonna
which is
be
a problem.
I
So
think
you're
it's gonna
going
be
to
a
have to
tough
pack one side. Defensively, you have to pack one side of the, you have to pack the strong side of wherever they're driving in on.
That's gonna be an interesting.
That being said,
It's going to be a really
Lakers in
weird
5.
series to watch.
I said Lakers in 7 originally, and I'll stick by that.
I have no idea. I think the Lakers. Here's the thing: everybody has their fanboy tendencies. My fanboy tendency for the Lakers is like, I'm overly like scared. Like I'm just scared all the time. So.
Don't be scared.
I'll say it's a pick 'em. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna say
I think the Lakers are going to pull through, but
I think
am
Lakers
scared.
in 5, just because I really think AD and Braun are just out.
I feel like AD and Braun are gonna eat, but I also think James Harden and Westbrook are gonna eat.
But the problem with AD is when you have two pests on him, like if you put like
They
Just
really
double team
gets
him and
to
he can't
him.
pass out, you know.
like Jason Tatum. I'm just kidding. But
I'll fuck you up.
all right. But when you have like Rocco, who's a really solid defender who made big plays today in the Thunder game,
Big plays.
and then you have PJ Tucker, who's a pest. AD can, I can see where he struggles in that.
It's a very interesting series. I'm actually very excited to see. that
And the
first
Lakers
game
need to
Friday.
hit shots because if they can't keep up with the pace by falling behind with their
That's
shooting,
true. If their
they're gonna lose.
if their 3-point struggles continue, that's going to be a bad thing.
I mean,
Obviously,
they picked up their 3-point
It's
struggle.
really
They picked
weird.
it up, but if they can't hit the 3 consistently against the Rockets, it's different than not being able to hit against the Blazers.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The thing is, though, it's like weird to me how the Lakers and Clippers got matched up with like, I feel like the opposite teams of what fits their play style. Like I feel like the Clippers match up way better against the Rockets because they can run
Yeah.
a small ball lineup,
And their small ball is
but the
Better
Lakers
than the
can't.
Rockets.
Yeah,
but
better
the
than-
Lakers would like easily match up with the Jazz or the Nuggets.
Well,
yeah, if there was an
but
LA
either way,
team,
yeah.
if there was an LA team that the Rockets wanted to face, I think they
It
would
would be
pick
the Lakers, yeah. So I think that could make an interesting series.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
That's
Well,
why I
that's
said
the-
Lakers.
I don't know.
I
Well,
think
that's
I'm
the thing.
gonna officially say Lakers and 6, but I think the Lakers will blow them out a couple games.
But that's another thing. I don't know who I'd rather face. It's like the Rockets, who are completely unpredictable. Like they can beat you by a lot, or you
They
can
can
beat them
suck.
by a lot.
Yeah.
Or it's the Nuggets who
But the
can
Nuggets
match
are
you
also
up.
The Nuggets-
unpredictable.
But the Nuggets,
Yeah.
the
They're
Nuggets
on
can
and off.
match. The Nuggets also have an elite post presence. I mean, offensively,
Offensively.
an elite post presence,
Yeah.
and they also have Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
They
but
can
you
match
put
up against
AD
the
on
Lakers a
them.
lot better. So it's like weird. It's like lopsided. It's very strange.
Yeah.
That
So-
being said, though, I do think the Rockets. I just don't think the Rockets are consistent enough as a team. And if the Rockets are going to win the series, like James Harden cannot have any games
Yeah.
like he had tonight.
Yeah.
That's why, like, it's really like
This
nearly
series, yeah.
impossible for me to see the Rockets beating the Lakers.
This series is the James and Russ both have to go off like
And Russ
much
is
better than
looked
Dame and CJ did. Obviously.
rusty. He's looked rusty.
Ah,
Oh, Russ T.
I get it.
Russell Westbrook
Yeah.
has looked rusty this series.
I don't think he'll look rusty against.
I
think they'll
apologize
pick-
to the fans.
Listen, man, you gotta throw a corny joke in every once in a while.
You really don't, but it's fine.
Okay, but my point is I just don't think the Rockets are consistent enough of a team to win more than 2 games.
Yeah, and it'll be cool because they're like one of the most explosive offenses. Not saying they're the best, but they're one of the more explosive ones against like one of the best defensive teams.
I really do think like the Rockets can go off like a couple games, and I'm sure that's what will get them a couple wins. But you also have to factor in they gotta stop Braun and AD. And then you got to shoot amazingly, like, and they don't do that consistent enough to win a series against a good team like the Lakers. So it's hard for me to. I would be pretty shocked. If
I'd be
won
shocked if the
series.
Rockets won, but if they make it like interesting and kind of give a scare in the Lakers, like that wouldn't shock me.
I just don't think they're consistent enough as an all-around team.
Yeah.
So and you can't have Rocco as your leading scorer every game. Like if they performed like how they did tonight against the Lakers,
that's not happening. Yeah. But again, they're inconsistent. So, but anyways,
basically,
let's
it's going to be an LA Conference Finals.
Yep.
Just as predicted.
Yeah.
Just as we wanted it.
What do you do, baby?
What do you do, baby?
All right,
I'm hyped. I don't know if you guys are hyped.
I'm
hyped.
excited.
I'm
excited
Clippers
for
play
the
tomorrow. I'm hyped.
I'm excited for the rest of these playoffs. I'm very excited.
We got some great matchups. But anyways, we will talk to you guys soon. Are we doing a mid round?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
because if the series ends, if all the series end pretty quickly, then we might as well just wait.
Yeah.
But if some of them go on a little longer,
we'll come back
see.
to y'all
We'll
soon.
yeah,
so
sure.
just wait. You'll see. You'll see. Anyways, so from the Contested NBA podcast, I'm Max Tepper.
I'm Alex Toma.
I'm Ethan Cope.
And we will see you guys next time. If you guys heard anything you disagree with, go ahead and contest it.
Thank
Later.
you.